10 years of silence but hopeful. In the village of Moyo, there lived a woman named Lydia. She was kind and hard-working. She was married to a good man named Caleb. Caleb was strong from working the fields, but his heart was humble and gentle. They shared a small, clean house filled with love, but for 10 years, it was not filled with the laughter of a child. This silence in their home became a heavy burden. Caleb's family began to whisper, and then they began to speak loudly. They said Lydia was a failed woman. They said she was broken, a curse to their son's name. Caleb would stand firm, telling them, "My wife is my blessing. We will trust in God's time." But when he was away, their words were like sharp stones thrown at Lydia's heart. The women at the village well were no better. As Lydia walked there every morning, they would stop their talking. Then, as she drew her water, the whispers would start. "Look, the empty one comes. Why does she even come? She cannot fill a pot, let alone a home." One day, a bold woman named Zawadi stepped in front of her. "You should not take water that could be for mothers. Move away. This well is not for you." Tears would fill Lydia's eyes, but she would not spill them until she was home. She would cry to Caleb, her body shaking with sadness. He would hold her tight and say, "Do not listen to them, my love. Their words are wind. God's promise is a rock. Trust him. Let us trust him together." Some villagers, meaning well, brought her traditional herbs and potions. "Drink this," they would say. "It will make you fertile." Lydia would thank them politely, but she and Caleb had decided in their hearts. They would not walk that path. They would put their faith in God alone. She gave the herbs away, her trust steady, even when her heart was breaking. One Sunday, the weight felt too heavy to carry. Lydia went to church, but her usual smile was gone. She did not greet her friends. She did not sing the first songs. She walked straight to the front, sat on the wooden bench, bowed her head, and began to pour out her heart to God in complete silence. She didn't use big words. In her mind, she just said, "Father, you see me. You see my pain. I am holding on to Caleb's hand, but I need to hold on to yours. Please, remember me." The pastor noticed her deep sorrow. When the service ended, he came and sat beside her. He didn't ask many questions. He simply placed a hand on her shoulder and prayed. He prayed for strength for Lydia and Caleb. He prayed for joy to return to their home. He prayed for God's perfect will to be done. For the first time in weeks, Lydia felt a small flicker of peace. 3 months later, Lydia noticed her body felt different. She was often tired, and certain smells made her feel strange. Caleb, watching her closely, noticed the changes too. His eyes grew wide with a hopeful question. They went to the village clinic, and the news was given: Lydia was expecting a child. Caleb, the strong and humble man, fell to his knees right there. He cried tears of joy, great sobs of relief and gratitude. He held Lydia's hands and all he could say was, "Thank you, God. Thank you. You are so faithful." 9 months later, the silence in their small house was broken forever by the strong, healthy cry of a baby boy. He was beautiful and perfect. As Lydia held him, surrounded by Caleb's protective arms, they named him Baraka, which means, blessing. The women at the well now smiled when Lydia approached, a healthy Baraka tied snugly on her back. But Lydia held no anger. She had her song, her blessing. She had learned that even in the longest silence, God is listening. You just have to trust the steps He asks you to take.